Happy Monday, everyone, and happy 2nd of October. We started a new week and a new month, and we're gonna have a look at the coins for the month and the weekly time frames, and then we're gonna look at the S&P and the DXY. And of course, we're gonna start with the calendar to know what we're expecting. At the end, we're gonna look at the liquidity in the market for BTC and ETH and see where that might take us. So we're going to have a volatile week. Today is there's a little bit of volatility with the ISM, and also we have again Powell speaking again. He is in a roundtable discussion with workers, small business owners, and community leaders in New York. So again, this might be a non-event. It's still a red flag, still something to be mindful of, especially after the first red flag of the day, the ISM manufacturing PMI. Tuesday is the JOLTS job openings, and that is going to be big. The Tuesday JOLTS at 3 p.m. and then the ADP non-farm employment change on Wednesday at 1:15. Tuesday is around the start of New York, which is generally when we expect volatility. Wednesday is ahead of that. So I expect volatility both Tuesday and Wednesday. And again, we need to be mindful to secure profit in the meantime, just to make sure we have our gains covered. Then we have the unemployment claims on Thursday, and Friday we have the non-farm employment change and the unemployment rate. So a lot of news starting today. We might have a typical week with a fake move Monday and then volatility into the trend Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and again some run for profits on Friday. Thursday is generally a reversal day. We didn't see that last week, but we could see this week. Now, for the liquidity, I'm going to start with BTC. I wanted to do it at the end, but it's easier to do it now because there's less to say. As you can see, there's liquidity on both sides of the table, but the short position liquidity has gained a lot of momentum lately. There have been a lot of lifts catching the buy orders above previous peaks, which is what happened yesterday. We have moved above the previous peak for both ETH and BTC, and we have collected liquidity. So we can see the mountain of liquidity now on the short side. Again, it is very sustainable to see that liquidity collected first and then moving up. This is ETH and USDT liquidations on Binance, and this is the exchange liquidity map. So here's where we are compared to the longs. There is still a little bit of liquidity now to, let's say, 1760. And then some more to collect here. 1635 and 1606 would be limits on the daily. Now, on the 7-day, if we're looking, it's a bit of a different landscape. You see how much liquidity there is now to the short side. So we could have one of those typical Mondays with a fake move to the downside and then continuation to the upside. And I do expect a retracement, and I know I sometimes say it and it happens one step later, but I think that what we saw last night was my one step later, because it's hard to define the stages and the steps where we are right now. We've been pretty much in the same space for months. Now let's see BTC. I'm going to start with the weekly, I'm going to start with the monthly and then the weekly and then the daily time frame. So if we change to the monthly, so this is the monthly time frame. We closed above the 20. I'll take this as above the 20 MA, and then we're continuing right now above the 20, 10, and the 5. So we have very nice support on the monthly time frame. It is looking great for continuation. We are holding the support, the previous resistance at 25k, and we are primed for continuation to the upside. This is where I believe we're going with this. Now, could we still see a back test on the smaller time frames? Yes, and I will show you why, because I believe that the 4 hour is quite imbalanced, but the monthly is looking great. So again, we're looking at 31 days for framework. So we are holding great support for bullish continuation. The daily is above the 200, the 50, and the 20. So again, lovely support. We have broken the previous peak. Now, what we're seeing here, and I'm not a huge fan of, is we haven't back tested the 20 and the 50 MAs on the daily. So I anticipate a continuation after we backtest these. Again, that would be in line with collecting the liquidity to the downside and then continuing to the upside, because we've done 3 peaks here. We have collected the liquidity from the previous stop losses. We're above the 200, and we seem to be heading to the upside, and we don't have any particular obstacle. So we could see this correction to the 20 or the 50 MA on the daily happen later on. I did say that in the chat. That's why I'm not rushing and I'm not going big in any particular direction until I see a convincing move up, back test, and continuation. So this back test here would be what I'm waiting for, and I'm going to color code this to the green because it is bullish. So we need to see some back test. We've been ranging here for a long time. All I'm saying is we need to see a lift, a definite lift, so that this is not just let me take the brush, this previous peak. So what happened here with the 50 could be happening here with the 200 if we're not careful enough. Again, it's the market makers that have been holding this ranging for months. Since March, we have been ranging in this space. It has been a decent daily space, 22%, but it has been very choppy. Like, there is so much chop here. A lot of liquidity got collected in this. Again, there's a lot of commitment that can be built over 6 months. Now, we are on the 4 hour in quite an imbalanced situation, because we have, this is all market maker lift, and the 4 hour, the money is coming out of the 4 hour money flow. We have a pivot here. We are flagging red in the overbought, and this is the regular RSI, which is pretty much in the overbought. So we have seen the high ADR be hit today. All these past 3 vectors are market maker vectors. Last night it was flagging reversal with this stop volume candle, and probably we had a lot of liquidity being collected, and this lift managed to break stop losses and everything. So we still haven't backtested the 200 EMA or the 50 EMA since breaking them. So here's where we broke them. Broke the 50. We haven't come back to it. We haven't backtested it. It's all been up in a straight V shape. So this was a strong V shape from here, from Wednesday. Again, I would love to see a more gradual lift rather than this V shape. However, if we are looking at volumes, I hope I managed to hit the volume chart because I always move the volume around. Let me just, yes, okay. Dun, dun, dun. Let's have a look at the volumes. You can see that the volumes are first leveled here, so we have a volume divergence to the downside on the 4-hour. Same volume, prices are going up, and now prices are going higher on the past 4-hour candles, and volume is coming down. This is not a volume supported lift. I'm gonna show you also on the liquidity. And volume, again, volume is quite a nice, how can I say, immediate indicator. So here's where we have a volume BTC, and there's the price going up and there's volume coming down. So it's quite clear what's happening here. It's a little bit more balanced on the exchanges, but on Binance it's in stark contrast. So while we're here, so that I don't change the page, we can see the same thing being even more accentuated on ETH. So this is it, volume going, prices going up, volume coming down, not supporting price action. Okay, so what do we do this week? This week we will, I have placed a short position in ETH. I've already showed it to you on the chat. I'm gonna mark the levels on the MA charts on the 4-hour. I think we had them on the dailies. Yes. Okay. Okay, so this is the top of this is 31.5K, and I would be waiting for the back test to the 20 and the 50 EMAs or MAs on the 4 hours. Since I'm charting now on the 4-hour, I would be looking for this and then up, and I'm going to remove this. So back tests is where the proof of the move is, otherwise it's just a liquidity grab. So 20, 50, 200, that is my back test. And of course, if this back test fails to the downside, we are looking at breaking, back test, continuation down to a double bottom or a lower low. I would be waiting for today, or if again, if you don't want to wait today and you might see a nice opportunity, the technicals today are indicating a short position. I couldn't possibly long in this situation. We are way overextended on the 4-hour. The 4-hour is my time frame, so a short position is what I'm reading this morning in the chart. Again, on the 786, a retracement on the 1-hour, that would be the entry for me. So this is what I'm waiting for. This is the trade setup for this week. A previous top at the 30K, and then the next one at 32. For the downside, we are looking at the double bottom here because the 24, 25K area is vital. So that's where I'd be taking profit in this very volatile outlook of a week. That is it for BTC. Overall, strong initial bullish signals. I've already posted the weekly and the daily time frame, so we are looking at holding very, very strong support. There are bullish indications, and again, just to put the bias to the side, my technical bias, not my bullish or bearish bias. If I put the 4-hour overdrive to the side, this is looking like it could continue. We need to see exactly that continuation. We need to see a strong candle up to the next level. We need to see a quick sharp back test down, and then we need to see continuation. ETH, let's see ETH. ETH is in a less bullish scenario compared to BTC. So ETH at the moment is not holding the weekly 20. It closed below it. It is above, we are in the first candle above the weekly 20 EMA, but we not closing above it means that this would be the first candle to gain it as support, and then we will need another one to confirm it. Now I won't be so religious about it, or how can I say, a fixed. I won't have a fixed mindset about it, because we could see BTC break above, and again, BTC being the market leader, these two, ETH and BTC, they are both market leaders in terms of moves and directions. So that either of them could signal a move. So we have here a strong weekly candle, no doubt about it. It's a nice strong one. At the moment, it looks like a backtest. To be perfectly honest, it looks like a backtest of the 20 EMA and the 55 EMA since breaking it. However, the stock is turned up on the weekly. If we're looking at the monthly, and I need to go to the MA chart for that. I'll hide the drawings first and then go to the monthly. The 20 is coming down quite strongly, but the 50 is holding. So we close the month above the 50 MA. So it is looking quite strong for continuation, and this is a tweezer situation. Now the 5, the 10, and 20 are coming together. We need to see where this is going to go. Could this be another push down? Yes, it could. Could this be another push down to the 50 and holding it? The 50 is around the 1600 level. Yes, it could. Absolutely, it could. Now, on the daily, if we're looking at the support, it's quite strong. Like I'm finding it really, really hard to say. We could be coming down because of the 20, the 50, everything's holding. However, similarly to the case of BTC, we have not back tested this lovely support. So yes, we are holding it, but we haven't back tested. So we did so the technical thing to do is print a candle like this, done, but then another candle and no back test. So usually we'd see a push up, back test, continuation. We haven't seen that. That would be the nice thing to see. Sorry, and not the sustainable thing to see, not necessarily nice, because it's not like nice to me. So the 4 hour is again very similar. The 4 hour setup is very similar to BTC's. I believe that we need to see the 1630 level be back tested. That is the level of previous resistance turned into support. We need to see that. Sure, you could say that we had this one here, but and that might be it. I have seen ETH go into this super strong sharp turn up. Again, this has been a bullish week. So last week of September, quite opposite to what the market was expecting. It's been bullish rather than bearish. So nice strong indication of continuation. The daily has met the 200 EMA. So if we're looking on the Traders Reality Indicator, we are seeing that the daily has met the 200 EMA and it's holding the 50 EMA. Not back tested yet, but looking quite strong. However, these two vectors haven't been recovered. This is where the market makers put money into the game. They haven't recovered them. The top would be 1650, 1620. Now, the 12-hour time frame and the 4-hour time frame are looking overbought. There is money coming out of the charts. This indicator flashed red and it doesn't mind money flow. money flow. Of course, it could flash red and then continue. Yes, no indicator is perfect, but I'm layering a series of indicators. The stochastic is up and level on the 12-hour. Regular RSI is there. The vectors are there for a back test to the 1630 area that hasn't been recovered on the 12-hour. We have reached the high ADR, we've reached the 800 EMA. So a lot of levels of resistance have been reached. What we need to see right now is a backtest. And again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, and we could see continuation. I will keep you posted. I'm not gonna be watching for longs until I see a retracement. Last week I was really cautious when this retracement happened on the 20 MA on the 4-hour. I told you in the chats that I was waiting for that. It happened really quickly and it didn't give me a 1-2 on the 1-hour. Now I would still be waiting for that 1-2 on the 1-hour. I am more of a technical trader, and I would be going in on that 1-2, that 786 correction. Or if I see that the 786 is not happening and it's just a golden pocket, or the 702 that's happening in the vectors, then I would be putting a market order in. But I do want to see that 1-2 on the 1-hour to signal a 4-hour move, because it's a sustainable move. And if it doesn't give it to me, like it did so here or it did so here, that's okay. I would still be waiting for it in the next swing, so no rush. I'm speaking fast because I have some plans later on, so do let me know if you have any questions as to any of these ideas or timeframes that I'm presenting in the chat. Now, retracement is the word of the day today, especially because I believe the 4-hour and the 12-hour maxed out for ETH. So I believe that some liquidity grab to the downside would allow sustainable continuation to the upside. Now, the SPX the stocks have closed with support of the 50 on the weekly, and we have still the weekly stock turned down. However, support is holding. We are below the 20 MA on the weekly. We haven't printed a green vector showing a retracement to the upside yet. So again, there are commentators saying that this is it, we're done, we're gonna move downwards from now on. I'm not so sure. I am not so sure because this is a solid back test. So could we move a little further down and back test this level, my white line here? Yes. Again, because of all this ranging, I am very honest with you, and I'm not gonna hold up any particular direction as long as we don't break any significant levels to the upside or to the downside. So BTC being 28K is not a significant level to the upside, and the SPX coming down to the 50 is not a significant move because it did close to the downside, because it did close. Now we're seeing some MAs closing here in a downwards momentum, not looking good. I have to say that the S&P is printing a different scenario for the moment. The monthly stock is to the upside, and it looks like it wants to come down. However, we are holding the 20 on the monthly. We could be coming down to backtest it again for sustainability, and that would be in confluence with the previous level. All in all, the S&P seems to have done a correction, a local correction. I would not be either buying and selling where we are right now. I would just be waiting to see for a direction. Patience is required. It is a bigger time frame move, and where we are right now, it's not the most volatile market to be trading in. I think the volatility will start coming in to the market October, November, January, and we could be catching some nice moves on the 4-hour time frame. But at the moment, we need to be quite technical about the 4-hour time frame and wait for those 3 yeses to put in a position. Okay, now the DXY. DXY will be heavily influenced, and I'm just doing it as a, how can I say, an overview. The monthly on the DXY is to the upside on the stochastic. We're holding great support on the monthly, the 20 MA. We have broken out of this stagnation downwards channel. We are up above with a previous peak and a previous. So you can see that the DXY did almost what the coins did on the daily time frame. So we normally should be in an inverse correlation scenario. However, there are voices saying that people are turning towards crypto as an option for CBDCs. I'm not so sure about that because there's not yet an institutional commitment to crypto. So if there is no institutional commitment to crypto, I don't see retail rushing in. And I don't think we're going to see a bull run until the Fed pivot. So I am taking everything with a pinch of salt in terms of the reverse correlation of the DXY and the coins, because it hasn't happened so regularly lately. The daily stochastic is down. We are still holding great support on the daily. We've had a golden cross. There's plenty of bearish divergences here indicating downwards movement. However, the support is holding, and we have printed a local higher high to Friday's daily low. Also Friday closed with support and closed with a bottoming out structure. I believe this is called an evening star. I always get the morning star and the evening star. So when there's a little bit of a body candle to the downside, it means that the bottoming out has stopped. Like it did here, continuation, like it did here, continuation. We also have quite a big wick here indicating there was buying here. So again, just to wrap things up, patience is key, correction is the word of the game, and back test is where I'm looking to go long. I don't think we're gonna see a continuation move without the back test. This is again my personal opinion. I could be proven wrong. I'll be saying it very openly in the chats as the week progresses. There is plenty of news to come this week, so do keep your eyes on the charts and have tight stop losses in if you are placing positions. Not financial advice, just what I'm doing, my personal experience for your entertainment, sharing it with you. I will see you on Friday, and in the meantime,